بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الدرس 11 من التعليق على مختصر صحيح البخاري رحمة الله عليه وعلى والدينا ووالدي والدينا والمسلمين آمين. This is the 11th lesson and the commentary of Mukhtasar, the summarized Sahih al-Bukhari. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala have mercy on him and our parents and on all Muslims. قال باب حلاوة الإيمان. Chapter Sweetness, Delight of Faith. وعنه أي وعن أنس رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: ثلاث من كن فيه وجد حلاوة الإيمان: أن يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما، وأن يحب المرء لا يحبه إلا لله، وأن يكره أن يعود في الكفر كما يكره أن يقذف في النار. Sayyidina Anas, may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala be pleased with him, narrated that the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam said, whoever possesses the following three qualities will have the sweetness of faith, the delight of Iman. Number one, the one to whom Allah Azza wa Jal and His Messenger Sayyidina Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam become dearer than anything else. Number two, who loves a person and he loves him only for Allah's sake. Number three, who hates to revert to disbelief as he hates to be thrown into the fire. People love sweet, but the sweetest of all sweets is the sweetness of Iman. And if one wants to know how much of Iman they have, if one wants to know if they have tasted the sweetness of Iman, let one look for that. Let one examine oneself in three things. How much do we love Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and the Holy Messenger? How is the love of Allah in our heart? And how is the love of Sayyidina Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in our heart? In this hadith we can see that the love of Allah is the love of Rasulullah. You cannot love Allah without loving Rasulullah. You cannot obey Allah without obeying the Holy Prophet. For obeying Allah is obeying Rasulullah. And obeying Rasulullah and loving Rasulullah is part of loving Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Allah ta'ala tells us in Surah At-Tawbah, وَاللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَحَقُّ أَن يُرْضُوهُ. He didn't say أَن يُرْضُوهُمَا, إِنَّمَا وَحَدَ الضَّمِيرَ لأن إرضاء رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عين إرضاء الله تبارك وتعالى. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala and His Messenger deserve to be pleased more than anyone else or anything else. من يطع الرسول فقد طاع الله. Whoever obeys the Rasul has obeyed Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. وَإِن تُطِيعُوهُ تَهْتَدُوا. If you obey him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you shall find guidance. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَّسُولٍ إِلَّا لِيُطَاعَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. So when we find the love of Allah in our hearts and the love of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in our hearts greater than the love of ourselves, our parents, our spouses, our children, the entire humanity, our wealth and everything, that is when we know that we have tasted the delight, the sweetness of Iman. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله ثم لم يرتابوا. There will be no doubt in our Iman. And when Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala tells us to do something, there is no hesitation, because we know that we love them more than ourselves. We know that they love us more than our own selves. And they know our interests more than we do know. إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون والذين آمنوا أشد حبا لله, as Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says. Number 2 is to love the person for nothing other than Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala's sake. We don't love the person because he benefits us, because he is this and he is that, because of their status, not necessarily because they are close to us, in family. Of course, we know there are natural types of love, but we must work to climb beyond those limits and make sure we love the people for the sake of that divine hand which creates them, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once we are blessed by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to be Muslim, we make sure that we never go back to kufr. We never go back to disbelief. وَكَرَّهَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْكُفْرَ وَالْفُسُوقَ وَالْعِصْيَانَ. Until we hate to go back to kufr, as we hate to be thrown to fire, we have not tasted the sweetness of Iman. There are many actions we do, we know that doing them leads to the hellfire, wal-'iyadhu billah. And everything that leads us to hellfire, if we engage in, it means simply that we have not tasted the sweetness of Iman, because we have not hated to be thrown to hellfire yet. For if we did, we would not have been engaged into those things. We ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to make us among those who truly love Allah and love Sayyidina Rasulullah more than anything else, more than anyone else, and to make us among those who love each other for the sake of Allah. One of the 7 people whom Allah Ta'ala will give His shade on the Day of Judgment is people who love each other for the sake of Allah. وَرَجُلَانِ تَحَابَّا فِي اللَّهِ اجْتَمَعَ عَلَيْهِ وَافْتَرَقَا عَلَيْهِ. And we ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to make us dislike, to hate, to make us hate every single act of disbelief. We ask Him to protect our Iman, to grant us the tawfiq to please Him, and to grant us good ending, and to grant us sa'ada in this dunya, and sa'ada in akhirah. هذا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. آمين. وإياكم. الحمد لله.